everyone. I am working on my Project Life album and I wanted to share this layout with you guys today. I am pulling some pieces of Project Life cards and pieces of paper that were in my scrapbook box for this layout, and I went with kind of a blue theme. Pretty much all of my photos and everything have a lot of blue in them, with my daughter's sweater and the moon and the sky and all that. So I decided to kind of keep the colors in a blue theme. So I have some navy, I have some lighter blue, some aqua, and I think that really worked with this particular layout. Also, I'm using some things from a Hip Kit Club that I've got a long time ago, and I want to incorporate some of those elements. So the little rubber pieces that you see that I put down, and the little Oh Hello banner that's in the top left or top right card, that all came in that kit. And you can see there that I just trimmed out that moon. Normally I don't cut out photos like this, but I really liked how that moon looked and I thought it would look neat to trim it out in this case. So I did do that, and then it fits there nicely in the corner of that particular card. Here is some paper that looks kind of like an old quilt. This is from a little paper pad that I have had in my stash, and I really like how the colors all kind of bring everything together. I love the yellow in some of the colors because you can see that there's some yellow or golden tones in some of the photos that I'm using. And I really like how that kind of brings everything together now. So you can just see here, I'm just kind of playing around, seeing where I can fit some of these little pieces and scraps of paper to make them work around the page. So I am making a banner for that photo of my daughter in the top left area, and I wanted to anchor the rubber piece that has the X's and the hearts, so basically like XOs, and I thought having a piece of paper that has a banner would anchor them pretty nicely here. So you can see I'm just gluing that down. I'll trim off the edge and then I'll add the rubber embellishment. And I have heard that the best thing to use for these rubber embellishments is some of the red liner tape. Unfortunately, I was at a crop this day and I did not have any red liner tape with me, so I ended up just using what I had in my glue stash with me. I'm hoping that it's going to stick. I'm not quite sure. I know that the rubber pieces have been known to react with some of the other glues, so I'm not quite sure how well it's going to work, but I had to use what I had. So I'm just using my, what is it, Scotch Quick Dry. And I guess I'll have to go back and look and see how it looks. I did ink around the little banner piece with some green ink, so you can see I have, it's pretty subtle in the video, but I did ink around the edges just to kind of anchor it a bit more. It looked like it was kind of getting lost on the page or on the picture. So I'm just gluing that little piece there in the middle of the aqua card, and then I'll embellish that here in a little bit. Just kind of looking around. I'm kind of, you can see going all over the page, not necessarily working on a particular card at a time. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I will stick with one card and finish it. It just kind of depends on the mood I'm in, or how the layout's coming together. Sometimes it works better for me just to work on one card at a time, but other times I'm just not getting enough inspiration on that one card, so I just do a little bit here, a little bit there, until I kind of find what is going to work. So here you can see I'm working on that top right card now, gluing down that strip. I like how that looks. I think I'm talking to somebody. You can see my hands moving. Like I said, I was at a crop. So I'm going to add that strip there, trimming off the excess. Gluing down my moon in the bottom corner. And then I will add a bit more to this, but I'm going to come back to it here in a minute. I'm just kind of gluing the pieces down. Looking for some glue. Again, I want to put this rubber piece down. I think, again, I'm like, I don't know which glue to use, so I'd use a tape runner this time. Just adding a little rubber piece there to that picture of our little shadows. The little flag goes down in the top right hand corner. And then I'm going to look through some of these little hearts. They're kind of like a epoxy resin hearts, and I really like how they give a little shine and a different dimension and texture to the page. So I'm going to kind of sprinkle these all around where I think they'll look good. I think I put about 3 or 4 maybe down by the time the layout's done. This is one of the little flare buttons, just adding some of my dry adhesive to the back of that. That will stick pretty well. It's a pretty nice flat back on that. And the little button says live in the moment. I really like these pictures. We went to a little park that was nearby once it had kind of a warmer day, and the photos that we got were really stunning. I love the blue sky with a little bit of wispy clouds in the background. It was pretty cool. This was also the same weekend that we had the Super Bowl, where Kansas City Chiefs won. I am definitely not a big football fan. That's probably the only time I watch football is the Super Bowl, just because, the commercials, of course, right? No. But yeah, that's pretty much why I watched it. Um, so I did watch the Super Bowl, but I don't really watch football too much. I'm more of a hockey person. If I'm going to watch any sports, it's hockey or racing. My husband's really into NASCAR racing and things like that. So we watch that a lot as well and go to those races. Found some of those little buttons that were in my kit, so I'm just adding those in a couple places. This little strip that I put down earlier was a bit too tall, so I'm trimming that out. Then there are these little kind of clear stickers that came in the kit, and because they are clear, you can definitely see through them. And I really kind of like how that looks though, because it just gives a different look to the stickers. So I added a piece in that top left 3x4 card because it looked kind of like washi tape. I added a heart down the bottom left. Now I'm just going through some of my ephemera pieces that I have in my stash. A lot of these pieces I do sort by color, but this one is by collection. It's a Simple Stories collection. I think it might be Carpe Diem or something, I'm not quite sure. But you can see here, this is like my blue stash. All my blue little elements are here. I think I've mentioned this, I'm sure, in other videos, but when I do Project Life, I kind of do things more by a color scheme than by a particular um, manufacturer or something like that. So I end up storing my embellishments for my Project Life in color boxes. So like I have a red box, an orange and yellow box, a black and white box, and that seems to work really well because usually I'm looking for a particular color to put on a card rather than a particular image or something. So here I put down the little polka dot heart that was from the, what is it? Snap collection, I think, like from Simple Stories. That Dream Big is also from that same one. The little dog I thought was adorable because I have a picture of my dog and my cat in the top left photo. That one was from one of those fusible embellishment packs. They kind of are like a plasticky kind of texture to them, and they're supposed to be used with a fuse tool, but I've never used them with a fuse tool, but I like how they look, so I'm just gluing it down to the card. Here I wanted to add a bit of journaling, but first I'm going to add these letter stickers that spell out So Yum. This was a little, I don't know, like farm cafe kind of place, bed and breakfast maybe, that we found when we were just driving around. I think it's out kind of, I don't know, kind of out the way we were going to go to the park, and the food was fantastic. So I definitely got a picture of it. I believe I got like a BLT and a fruit plate. It was really good. We've only been there once. We need to go back. Ever since this happened before COVID, so all the things were open, and I haven't been back since then. So I'm hoping they're still there because it was really good. So here I just added KC to that card with the dog because we were watching the Super Bowl, like I mentioned. I'm trimming out a little banner piece here because I thought the photo with the TV was a little bit boring, and then I'm going to write on here about the Super Bowl, just kind of doing a little bit of journaling. So it says Kansas City wins the Super Bowl, I believe. And I just use a black Sharpie pen for that. Now looking around, seeing what else I can do for this page. I decided I am pretty much at the point where I'm just needing to do my journaling. I don't believe I have a lot of embellishing left to do on this one. So I had this little scrap, which I thought was really cute. It has a little doily image, and I just added some journaling to that. I like adding circular elements to my page. A lot of times we use a lot of square or straight lines, and I think the circular images really help balance out the layout. So I like to use those for my journaling and just for embellishments and things. And you can see I just did a little bit of journaling, nothing too much. I didn't have a lot to say about that picture of the dog and the cat, but I wanted to add something there, and we had that blank space in the bottom right hand portion of the photo, so I thought it would look nice and help balance that photo out. Here I'm doing a bit more journaling. It's going to go, I believe, on the Dream Big 4x6 card. I am going to trim the bottom, I believe, into a banner shape, if I remember correctly. Yes. And then that's going to tuck up kind of under that cloud. Or actually, I forgot, it's not going to fit because, of course, my journaling is too long. I didn't plan that out very well. So I will glue that down to the top right, the banner, and then I will find another place on the card for the dream bag because I definitely wanted to keep that dream bag on the card. So I'm just going to kind of tuck it in on the bottom and it works out just fine. It worked out in the end. And I like how that looks too. Now I'm contemplating using more of these hearts, and pretty much after I put this one down, that is pretty much it. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I should have some more Project Life and other videos up very soon. Have a great day, everyone. I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.